everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca, and this week we're doing a vlog just kind of sharing what life is like for me right now, my second trimester as a preggy girl. So I haven't documented much of the pregnancy via a YouTube video. I've documented quite a bit on TikTok. I don't know why I did it that way. I think I just thought it would be easier for me. I don't regret it or anything, but honestly, you weren't missing much. It was basically just me complaining about how much it sucks and how sick I was, because as I mentioned in my Q&A, I have been so sick. Morning sickness, nausea, the whole thing. And it wasn't until 18 weeks that I started to feel like a person again, and maybe more 20 weeks when I was oh, I'm hitting the pregnancy glow. I'm feeling good. So I'm currently 23 weeks as of tomorrow. I'm feeling really good today and most days now. So anyway, I'm starting off the day by finishing a project that I started yesterday. I've been in total nesting mode, and if you've seen my reorganize my life with me videos, maybe with this new lens it'll make so much more sense. Because when you have a baby, you have to buy a lot of things, not a ton of things, but there's more stuff that's coming into your home. And so that idea has just been really stressing me out, especially knowing the state of things in my home right now. My closets are bursting. I got stuff everywhere as it is. Excuse me. Even though I'm not nauseous and throwing up, I do still gag, and I can't tell you how many times I've had to cut gags out of my videos. I could have a whole literal gag reel, but I really think that would be so triggering for people, so I'm not gonna post that ever. One of my number one triggers is my dog's food. I'm able to feed them now, but when they come up to me after they've eaten and the smell is in the air, no, I can't do it. Ooh, yeah, you guys go outside for a while. So my next nesting task was to clean my couch covers. It's so dark in here. It is literally so dark. It is the heaviest cloud cover in the world. So I apologize that it looks like nighttime and it's 10 a.m. But anyway, yeah, doing this is quite the task, because when the covers go through the wash and dry, they kind of shrink up a little bit, which is good because you want your slip cover to be tight, but it is so hard to put it on, and it does stretch slowly, but you just have to really work on it. I decided to do that now so that I'm not massively pregnant trying to pull the slip covers on. And I wash them, well, ideally I would wash them once a year, so we'll be good until next March or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna finish doing that real quick, and then we will see what else, because I have a lot of cleaning up to do. We had guests over this weekend and the house is just a freaking disaster. It happens, you know, but we need to clean up after all of that and just get the house back in working order. Okay, this looks terrible. For some reason, the cushions for the top are a little loose. I have extra wiggle room in the top. I do not know why it turned out that way. And then all the ones for the bottom are really tight. But I don't know. Slipcover couches are just not designer couches, and they will never be. But you know what a designer couch will never be? Super convenient, you know? Because it's so clean, it looks great, it smells good. If you're curious about this couch, it's an IKEA couch my husband has had for 10 years or something like that. And when we moved to this house, I bought this slipcover for it. I think it was $500, which is pretty much how much this couch is brand new. But I justified it by saying I'm not creating trash, and this couch is already heavily broken and it's super comfortable. My only qualm with it is that it's really narrow. like this spot is super narrow, and like normally couches now are made a little bit wider, like almost as wide as a twin size bed. Do you guys remember I made this pajama set? The buttons are all gone, and I feel like people glue the like covered part to the metal part. Like, I don't know how these are supposed to stay, but they were vintage, but I lost the covers on the bottom 3 buttons, and I just completely lost this middle button. So it just kind of hangs open with my belly. I guess I can show you my like morning belly, because also another Easter egg that I dropped. The air is like running right now and it's super loud. I made these pants to be a lot bigger than I normally would, because, well, number one, it is a sleep set, so I didn't want it to be super tight, but at the same time, I'm trying to accommodate for my growing stomach. And I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to wear these like pajamas, because at the end of the day, my belly feels a lot bigger and like tighter, and maybe I can get like another month or so out of them. I don't really know, but this is my belly. I don't know if you can really see it like with clothes on, but I kind of feel weird like exposing my bare stomach. I don't know, I've never really done that on the internet. So now it's like my baby, I don't know, it just feels weird. I'm sure I'll do it eventually because you want to get a better visual. But this is her morning time, and morning time feels great. It doesn't feel very tight. I haven't eaten anything, so, but like after I've had a few meals, it's like kind of painfully tight and like full. Okay, I'm gonna have breakfast. I've been eating cereal like twice a day sometimes, because, well, things were not going well for me at the beginning, as we said, and cereal would normally stay down. So that's what I've been eating a lot of. So I'm gonna have some breakfast, I'm gonna put away this laundry, and then I'm going to finish up a sewing project that I painstakingly was practicing last night for my Q&A video, because in my Q&A video you already saw that we're having a girl and that I'm making her like little dresses and stuff, and I wanted to wait to do it on camera with you guys, but I'm really glad that I didn't, because it's been really actually kind of annoying. So if you've seen my Q&A, you already know. I'm not going to go into depth, but I need to finish like my prototype before I can actually film that video today. Okay, order is once again mostly restored. The kitchen is much cleaner. There's still a few things out that will be put away later, and my table has my sewing project on it. But I remembered that while we had family in town the last few days, we went thrifting, and I got 2 things that I'm kind of excited about, and I wanted to show you. A lot of my thrifting trips I've not come home with things, because as I said earlier, bringing in things for the baby makes me not want to bring anything else into the house. But I did find this book, which was really cool. It's the Great American Quilts of 1992, and there was 2 particular quilts in this book that I was like, ooh, I really want to try that. The first one being this heart quilt, and I also love the idea of a heart in the center of a star. What it does is it gives you a little template, and I love the idea of a template because you're just tracing it, and I think that's really nice. It tells you exactly how many you need. I mean, it's literally a pattern. I've never used a quilt pattern before, so I kind of like the idea of that. Obviously, we have a star quilt. Well, maybe not even obviously, but I feel like that's like such an iconic quilt. But I really like the idea of that one. But the one that really caught my eye as I was like scrolling through this book was this one. It's big flowers on like a grid pattern. And I love this one because it would be so easy to use scraps. So as you can see, that's like the layout, and then it gives you a template. And I'm just really, really excited about it. I think it's gonna be really fun. This is one that I would work on, like this is the one that I would probably make first. And I would work on it over time. Like I would make maybe like 1 block and then put it away and then come back to it. And it would probably take me a super long time to do it depending on how big I wanted the quilt to be. But I also love the scalloped edge. You can't really tell like only in the bottom corner here, but the border is like scalloped. I think that's absolutely adorable. it would be a nightmare to bind. But I do think that's really beautiful. Maybe I wouldn't do that part, but anyway. So there was that. And then I found this, which I'm gonna be doing some refashioning on it, so don't worry. But it's a denim dress with buttons down the side, and it's like a pinafore. So it has like open, really open armpits, so you would wear a shirt underneath it. But I just thought it was absolutely darling. And what I would do is I would raise the waistline. Like, even if I wasn't pregnant, I would still do that because it's hitting like, I guess at like my actual like exact waist, but I like things to be a little bit just slightly higher than my waist. And it's a little long, you know, we're getting breaking Amish here. So anyway, it needs to be washed as well. It stinks. And I was thinking of turning it into some sort of like gardening apron or something. I don't really know, but those are some things that I got thrifting, and I'm really excited about it. I have pretty much a full day of filming ahead of me, so I'm gonna sign off here and catch up with you later today or possibly tomorrow. But that was my morning in the life of a preggy girl. Basically exactly the same as a not preggy girl. It's been a long time since I last vlogged for this video, but I wanted to pick up the camera because my birthday was yesterday and I'm now 27, and yeah, I am going to bake myself a cake. I actually do really enjoy baking. I don't really enjoy cooking, as I've expressed, but baking is fun. So I found a strawberry chamomile recipe by Half Baked Harvest, and I'm gonna try it out. I've never made one of her recipes before, but she's like iconic. Everyone always talks about her. So I was just looking up strawberry cake recipe on Pinterest and it came up. So I was like, all right, we'll give it a go. So I went out and I got my ingredients, my heavy cream, my buttermilk, you know, all the baking ingredients. And I am actually a little worried because I thought that I had vanilla extract and baking soda and baking powder, but I forgot to double check before I went out to the store. So I'm gonna double check that right now. Also, I have some press-on nails. This one popped off. So I have these. I put them on last night. In my adventures today, this one popped off. I need to glue it back on. Also, yesterday I went shopping and I got some new stuff. Not even necessarily out of necessity, but just because I had a gift card to Target, so I wanted to go to Target, and I found this jumpsuit. This is from Isabella Maternity from Target, and as you can see, my belly has really popped like a lot over the last like 2 days. It looks like I have a bowling ball under my shirt, so I am pregnant. Ooh, should I print this out? I feel like I'm in the year 3000, although this is like stepping backwards by printing it out instead of looking at it on my phone. But you know how annoying it is when you're looking at a recipe and you're like, okay, so we have the directions for what we need to do, and then it's like, okay, mix this, this, and this, and you're like, okay, but how much? And then you have to scroll up and be like, okay, so it's 1 cup of canola oil. Scroll all the way back down. What else? 350 degrees, and then grease 3 8-inch round cake pans. I didn't want to drive all around town for these because I didn't have these already. So my grocery store had 9-inch, so we're gonna go with that and hope that that isn't the end of the world. Update, 2 of my cakes are done, 2 of the layers. I chopped up some strawberries for like garnish and putting between the layers, and I'm gonna lay out the 2 that are done. It was kind of hard to fit all 3 of them in my onion in my oven at the same time. So I had 2 like back here and then 1 up here. And the one that was up here wasn't cooked as much, but I didn't want to leave all of them in, right? I really don't know how to do this, but I'm just gonna wing it here. Oh my gosh, it came right out. That was easy. There's one. Hopefully this one is just as easy. It was. Oh gee, I want to flip this really quick. Oh, am I gonna burn my hands? Oh, so those just need to cool significantly. And then I'm gonna pull out the 3rd one in just a few minutes. Okay, this 3rd layer has had a lot of issues. It like cracked, and I think that it is honestly just due to the fact that it didn't bake like maybe as evenly as these ones did. And by the way, I cut the tops off so that it would be flat and also so that it would cool faster. And that is sitting here. And it tastes really good. More than anything, it tastes like a sweet bread. I wouldn't say that the strawberry flavor came through like at all, which is kind of disappointing. But like, I don't know how pervasive strawberry really is in like flavor. Like, unless you're using like artificial strawberry or something, I don't know. Either way, I think it's delicious. And I'm thinking that I'm just gonna do 2 layers. Yeah, it's just not looking how it should, and I don't know how it's gonna shape up as it cools down. It might even be underbaked still. I don't know, but I stuck a fork in it and it looked ready. Either way, I've got 2 good layers. I don't really need to have a huge 3-layer cake. So honestly, it's fine. I made my frosting and it's okay. It's not like super sweet, but I think in general, this cake is not like mega sweet. And that's throwing me off because I think I eat a lot of sweet cake. If I am eating a cake, it's like really sweet. So I think it'll actually be a good thing to not have a cake that is so like in your face. And I'm realizing only right now that I don't have any sort of cake plate to like display this on and make it look pretty, which kind of stinks. I wish that I did, but I have my regular plates. And these were only in the freezer for like, I don't know, a couple minutes, and they're really good. But like the outside is kind of a lot crunchier than I would have wanted.
This one came out weird?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
It's like just cracked and...
So it's edible?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, strawberries.
Mmm.
I'm gonna pretend like it's the British baking show?
No. Because you don't know what you're talking about.
I could do a really good job.
All right, fine.
All right, let's look at like here. Okay, I do like the display model. Could use a little bit of touch up on the sides here. I'm not sure what happened, what's going on here.
It's a naked cake. It's supposed to be. That's enough. I don't want that.
She said do it. I was gonna get to the good part, starting off with the negative.
Okay, we'll skip to the good part.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the texture in here, it looks like it's holding up. You got that gooey center in the center there. Then you got the bread that's pretty solid, definitely a steady foundation you got going on there. You got some little added flavor, a little added sweetness to the pot. You know, I would like to see some raisins in here, but you know, not everyone likes raisins, so I completely understand. But yeah, let's go ahead and give it a taste.
Jeez, that's the biggest bite in the world.
Very gooey. It's got flavor. You know, very filling.
Very filling. Mmm. That is really good. Can you taste the chamomile?
What's that?
Never mind.
Is that like a fish?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was joking. Was it really like a fish?
It's whatever you want it to be. Mm. Good afternoon. We're going to the nursery. I've got contacts in, which is why I'm not wearing my glasses, and I've got these cute sunglasses on. So I'm really excited. This is like all I've wanted to do this weekend. And the day is finally here. I really should make a list of some things that I'm looking for, but in my mind, I've got a little list. I'll probably make something like resembling a list on the way up because it's like a 45-minute drive. Or no, it's probably like a 35-minute drive actually. But anyway, I will see you there.
Filming.
We are at Vintage Hill.
I'm like zoomed in really far.
Is that better?
Yeah.
We are at Vintage Hill. And I'm looking at these beautiful Hoya. That's all. I need some like big leaf stuff like this for the greenhouse. This is so beautiful. It's a columbine.
Columbine.
They're so pretty.
Like a tractor in a sense.
Oh.
You know, like a combine tractor.
Not like a combine tractor. Look at this one. It's just like such a unique flower.
Wow. Very pretty. What's it smell like?
So cool. Oh, just like sweet pollen.
Wow, you convinced me with that face.
You have pollen on your nose.
Can I get it off?
Anyway, this is something that I'm after this year. Oh, it's a Brunera. They're really pretty. I'm gonna be picking up a few of those. Chinese wild ginger, that's cool. Look at that. I'm such a sucker for like foliage.
When you say you're a sucker for all plants?
Yeah, but like specifically like foliage like this. That is so pretty. If you have trees on your property, I have to say one of the best things that you can do is hang up a hammock that stays up year round. This is honestly a hammock that I should take down in the winter time or whatever, but it was super cheap from Walmart. It's like a knockoff of the Eno hammock and it has held up so great. I think there's like a tiny rip in it, but it's been up for like 2 years straight and it only has a tiny rip and I don't even know where the rip is. It's not anywhere important. It's just so nice to be able to come out here on sunny days and chill in the sun in like this comfortable place. Like me and the belly are living our best life right now. It's so nice. Okay, I'm popping this clip in after I already filmed the clip that you're about to see, so enjoy. I'm walking up to my greenhouse and as I'm walking up, there's like little patches of dandelions everywhere. Honestly, I couldn't be happier. It means that spring is actually here. That hill is getting harder and harder the further into pregnancy I get. I wanted to show you guys, I planted this window box here and it has held up really nicely. These violas look really nice. The pansies, however, look a little worse for wear. Like maybe it's a little bit spent at this point. But I'm coming out to the greenhouse just to check on some things. It's really warm in here. But I started all of my seeds in here last week and that video will be coming out soon. I think in a couple of days. So I won't spoil anything, but I will do a little bit of a hint. Oh, I have some seeds that are germinating. They're in the process and thankfully a lot of them are coming up. I was kind of nervous because it took them a long time to come up. But now that they are starting to, I'm seeing lots of things happen. So just stay tuned for that video. It'll be coming out in a few days, like I said. What I've been doing to water these is going and filling up my watering can, and that has worked out pretty nice for me, but I can anticipate that being a little bit annoying, but maybe not, because I have a really long hose that I will definitely be able to bring up here, and I could probably just use the hose in here. Honestly, it's long enough. Man, it is warm. I need to take this jacket off. But I wanted to show you quickly what I got when I went to Vintage Hill the other day, and then we'll end it off. So these are shade plants. So I have them down here so that they don't get like burnt or something. But I grabbed 2 of these Chinese wild ginger with those really cool leaves. And then I grabbed 2 of the Jack Frost Brunera. So they need to be watered. They're looking limp. I haven't watered them since I brought them in here, but having them underneath here has been good for them to be under like dappled shade. But I will be putting these in my shade garden that I have by my front door. And I already have some Brunera planted up there, and it's finally coming back up. I wasn't sure how it would do. I planted it sort of late in the season last year, and thankfully it came back up just fine. So I'm really excited, and I wanted to show you this alleyway right here between the garden and the greenhouse is going to be my pumpkin patch, and I'm so excited. I'm also going to be having some vegetables growing on my patio because I want to do like lettuce and stuff like that, but I just feel like in the garden I haven't had like the greatest of luck with lettuce in there. So I'm gonna do it on like one of those grow towers and see what happens with that. It'll be closer to my house, so I feel like I'll be more inclined to water them and like keep an eye on them. I'm just filling up my watering can now. But another reason that I want to do it that way is because I want to show gardening on a smaller scale too. So I'm going to do some containers on my patio, just in like a really small little section, because I have a lot of people who follow me who want to grow food, but they don't have the space to do it to the scale that I have in my garden, which is totally normal. Like most people don't have a yard as big as mine. I live on 7 acres. So if you don't have that much space, like what does it look like to realistically still grow food? Because growing food is really fun, and obviously you can't beat homegrown produce. So I'm gonna be putting together something like that because, you know, I think it might be a little bit more manageable for me this year anyway to not have so much going on down here in the garden. I'm probably just gonna fill a lot of the garden with flowers. I started so many flower seeds, so that's probably gonna be a big part of what I put down here, just because it's easy and it's pretty and it'll bring in pollinators. And in past years I didn't really think about pollinators, which honestly sounds kind of silly but it wasn't a huge priority of mine when I was building out my garden. And this year I want it to be like, I don't know, 50-50 flowers and actual like veg and garden plants. Our last frost date is coming up in just a couple of days, April 12th. I think that's like 4 days away. And the weather is looking like it's gonna line up with that, but honestly only time will tell, because things could very well take a turn. Last spring we got some snow like in April, and I was like, excuse me. But last winter was definitely like a lot colder, and well, I wouldn't say a lot colder, but it was much more snowy. So I don't know, it made sense. Oh my gosh, my dog is coughing. Point is, our last frost date is coming up, which means that my seeds need to get moving so that I can hopefully get them into the ground soon. Obviously, I'm not gonna put them out before they're ready, but we have a couple that have lifted off, and I'm hopeful that, fingers crossed, I will have a lot of plants this year. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I know that it was just like a big mixture of random days that I picked up the camera. In future vlogs and in past vlogs, I have been a little bit better about keeping things organized and like remembering that I'm filming, but I think that I just kind of forgot that I was filming this video like several times. But I still have the footage, so I should put it out. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and hope you're looking forward to more vlogs in the future. I have a garden vlog coming out later this week, as I said, and then I'm sort of planning a sewing video coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure that you're subscribed so that you don't miss any of these updates, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.